announcement yesterday, and we just want to talk a bit about what the possible stock impact could be. So the cabinet approved 12 smart city projects in the meeting yesterday under the National Industrial Corridor Development Program with an outlay of 28,602 rupees. Plus rail infra projects were also announced in this cabinet meet. Now, Ronald Siyoni, VP of Infra and Cement at Sharekhan by BNP Paribas, joins us now. And Ronald, very good morning to you. What we're trying to get a sense of is how does this impact listed companies and what is the potential for the private sector? We've already seen a stock like L&T on a tear the last couple of sessions. Do you see this as one of the big picks? And do you see any immediate impact for these group of companies?
Yeah, good morning and thank you for having me on the show. So yeah, this is the first step actually by the government because the government has envisaged about 15 lakh crore investments to be done during FY25, and this is the first such announcement which we are seeing for the development of industrial smart cities, and apart from these railway projects and hydroelectric projects also. So overall, this development has a effect, longer term impact on infrastructure as well as other allied sectors also. For infrastructure space, we expect, L&T, PNC Infratech, KNR Construction, apart from other infra stocks to benefit from the same. In the capital goods also, like stocks like ABB, Siemens, Honeywell Automation, KEC International, BEL, Havels, Crompton Greaves, Vatek, Wabag. So these are expected to benefit. For cement space also, especially if the projects are coming in northeast regions for hydroelectricity projects, apart from smart cities development. So companies like Dalmia Bharat or Nuvoco Vistas, apart from Ultratech and Sri Cement, we expect to benefit. In the building material space, players which are catering in the steel piping industry, especially to the infrastructure projects like APL, Apollo Tubes, high-tech pipes, these are expected to benefit. For real estate space, the companies which have larger tracts of land, especially for industrial clusters like Mahindra Lifespace, which can be used for manufacturing activities. Also Shobha, TAR can be another stock. So these are in the real estate pack. Apart from this, paints also there could be impact on Asian Paints, Indigo Paints, Grasim Industries. So there can be impact on these various sectors and various stocks from this announcement. But this is just a start from the government to kickstart the government infrastructure investment, which we should see further investments going ahead as the year passes by.
Right. Ronald, of course, if we look at it from a 3 to 5 year time horizon, and it's very kind of you that you've listed out so many stocks for our viewers, and this is what people like Taman and me crave, because that really helps actionables for viewers as well. But let's take it one at a time. The cement sector, is there any change in fundamentals as well? And I ask you this because I believe raw material prices are coming off. The second half of this year is expected to see a pickup in demand. There are a few triggers, and of course the industry's biggest talking point has been consolidation. How do you expect all those factors to play out? And if there is a preference, where would the biases lie? Would you be geographically picking cement stocks in the next 1 to 2 years? Would you pick companies where you see that aggressive consolidation, market leaders? Or would it largely just be backed by operations and fundamentals and you'd go with that? So if you can break it down for me and tell me where your biases are and why, and if the fundamentals of the industry have changed.
Yes, so you have rightly put up the cement space. The key hangover on the stock on the sector itself has been the weak pricing environment, which we have seen during Q1 and Q2 also during July. But from August onwards, we have seen company attempting price hike in the range of 10 to 30 rupees per bag, but weak demand has not absorbed this kind of price hikes, and most of the regions have not seen or undertook such price hikes. But the intention is clear that as the Q2 ends or start of H2 happens and demand improves, there should be a revival in cement prices. Hence, we expect demand and both cement prices to, improve, if not, remain stable during H2. On the consolidation point, yes, the consolidation would continue, and the companies continue to eye, smaller players in the southern or eastern regions. There have been news around with respect to acquisitions of various small stocks, but during this period where the prices are very low, and there could be impact on operational profitability in the near term. We expect investors to stick to larger players like Ultratech, a safer player like Ultratech, and a market leader. On the second tier, we prefer Dalmia Bharat, Ramco Cement, and Sri Cement, because those multiples have corrected because of aggressive pricing environment by the market leaders, Ultratech, ACC, and Ambuja. So, second tier players like Sri Cement, Dalmia Bharat, and Ramco should see a re-rating once the pricing environment improves. But stick to a market leader and second tier stocks. Only the smaller or the very small or mid-sized players can be preferred if there is development on the acquisition front. But pressure on cement prices can impact to a great extent to the smaller cement players.
Ronald, some of the infra plays that you talked about, L&T, Siemens, I think you talked about BEL, BHEL as well. How would you rank them? And let's come to an L&T specifically right now. When we're talking about this, and we're talking about over a 1.2 lakh crore rupee opportunity for the private sector. Of course, this is just the first sort of announcement. We have to see how it pans out. But seeing the track record of the government, you know that these projects are going to be pushed through. Who would be the biggest beneficiaries, and would L&T really be on top of that list compared to its peers in that space?
So, L&T during Q1 has seen, revenue booking or order inflows, the good results which were driven by overseas revenue booking and overseas order inflows. There was weak domestic order intake. With this announcement, and if there are more, then the domestic order inflow should also improve for L&T. So it could benefit from both, from overseas as well as revival in the domestic tendering. You can possibly also expect improvement in the domestic order prospect pipeline for L&T as the Q2 or Q3 ends. So as it has been doing very well in overseas, and if domestic tendering activities picks up, then it makes L&T in a sweet spot. And we have also seen the core projects and manufacturing business seeing improvement in margins, stable operating margins, and commodities being stable at this level, currently at lower levels. This should also help L&T to maintain those margins, and can help bid a little bit aggressively for projects going ahead. So L&T remains one of our preferred picks in the infrastructure space to play for the domestic pickup in tendering activities.
I'm not sure if you track, but do you track the cables and wires space? I mean, I'd imagine that's an ancillary to the big action in the market. And if you,
so, yes.
Yeah, just a quick question on that. I know there was an anti-dumping duty put out by the European Commission as well on 10 of the optical fiber manufacturers. There are very few outside those 10. Would this also be, irrespective of this, would this also be a good proxy to play the infra space?
Yes, players like Polycab are also expected to benefit in cables and wire sector, but I stick to infrastructure, cement, building materials space, and we can get someone who is currently tracking capital goods sector as a whole.
Lastly, Ronald, I know there are so many opportunities available, but the fact remains money is limited and capital is limited. Top 3 stocks where you see value and where you see a strong outlook from a 1 to 2 year time horizon.
So, on the large cap space, we are preferring Ultratech, L&T. Then in the small cap space, segment was PNC Infratech, or say PL Apollo Tubes, Mahindra Lifespace, Grasim Industries, and on a very small scale, high-tech pipes in the realty space and tech realty, Arvind Smart Spaces. So, we are sticking to, quality stocks in both large and mid-cap space.